We come here to register a point and say to National Treasury that let us stop the loans from the IMF and the World Bank. We have seen how many countries in the African continent have drowned themselves into debts and into structural adjustment programs imposed by the World Bank and the IMF. They call it something now, but what South Africa is doing is exactly what many African countries have done. These days they say it's structural reform. They say it's an economic recovery plan. There is no difference between the structural adjustment programs and these structural reforms which are imposed by the rich nations of the world that are represented in the OECD. There is absolutely no difference. That is why already they have started to privatize ESCOM. They come to Parliament and say ESCOM will not be privatized. But the privatization of energy generation is to privatize ESCOM. Last week here in Cape Town, the mayor here was saying that they're going to issue out a tender for independent power producers to produce energy on behalf of the people of Cape Town. And you know what will happen when energy and electricity are produced by private companies. Poor people will not gain access to electricity. These are the policies of Ramaphosa. These are the policies of a puppet of imperialism. Because what Ramaphosa is just a puppet of imperialist control. He is not a human being. He is just a puppet who is told what to do by domestic and global capitalist interests. That is why fighters, outside of us protesting, we must go on the ground and build a strong economic freedom fighters. It is our obligation that all of us must go and build strong and dependable branches of the EFF. That is why we say the year 2022 is the year of the branch. The problem that we have been having before in the EFF is that when we reach 100 members, we stop recruitment. This year we are not stopping. Every Friday we go and recruit as many members as possible. If you have got 2,000 members, it is okay. If it goes to 5,000 members, it is okay. We must not limit ourselves to 100 members. Because we will not be able to stop the ANC, to stop the World Bank, to stop the IMF, if we do not have numbers on the ground. We need activists of the EFF on the ground. We need a minimum of 1 million ground forces by the end of December. We need ground forces who will be understanding what is expected from them. We need ground forces that will understand the 7 cardinal pillars in the struggle for economic freedom. All of us have an obligation as fighters to understand and internalize what we stand for. Everything else that we do is inspired by the founding manifesto of the EFF. The reason we are here today is because we know that our cardinal pillar on massive industrialization is going to be undermined if we continue to take the loans from the IMF and World Bank. We are not just gathering without a clear political agenda. We are here to defend our interests, but also we are here to defend the future. Why do we defend the future? It's because we know that the future belongs to the EFF. We know that in the immediate future, we are going to inherit this government. We are going to be given the electoral majority to run the government of South Africa. We do not want to run a government that is owing 10 trillion rands. We do not want to run a government that is controlled by the World Bank and the IMF. We want to run an autonomous government that can take its own decisions. But what these ones are doing now is taking us towards a dangerous mood where we're going to lose our sovereignty, where we're going to lose our independence. That is why we must stop it now. And this must be escalated. This protest must not just end here. Everywhere we must illustrate that what Ramaphosa is doing is not on behalf of majority of South Africans. There is a scientific proof now that the ANC does not enjoy the support of the majority of the people of South Africa. The ANC support has gone below 50%. So we cannot allow a party that is less than 50% to go and take loans on our behalf. And not just loans, but loans from dangerous institutions. We must stand firm, we must stand resolute, and always intensify the struggle. Fighters, our task is very simple. Each and every Friday, as a member of the EFF, you must know that you are betraying the revolution if you have not recruited at least 5 people each and every Friday. And don't just recruit within the EFF. Go to people that you do not know. Let's reproduce ourselves. Let's tell the people that this organization is the only weapon in the hands of the defenseless masses of our people. There is no any other weapon that can fight and protect our people from imperialism other than the EFF. The ANC is a puppet of the white capitalist class. The DA is not even ashamed about it. That is why they were celebrating each other when Ramaphosa gave the SONA and said the government does not create jobs